Hello,
All right.
sports enthusiasts. Welcome to Black Sport Podcast. I am your host, like always, Insonet Uche, and I'm still on the wheel to taking you straight up to India, where we're going to talk about what is happening in the world of sports. And I'm here with an independent sports journalist, someone who is a sports enthusiast like myself. He's no one else but Nikky Namdev. Welcome to Black Sport.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right. Likewise, I say it took a long time to get this arrangement, and I'm really thrilled that we had this today. So before we dive into proper what we have today, I want to first ask you about one thing that we normally ask anyone who comes to Black Sport Podcast, and that is, when did you fall in love with cricket?
So since I was 15, I was like 5 years old. So since
Okay.
then I'm like in love with cricket because when I used to watch cricket on TV, so I remember one name that is like constantly like blowing my mind is Sachin
Yeah.
Tendulkar. So when I used to watch him bat, it was like yeah, it's heaven. It's like heaven to me. So since
Like
then I'm like
everything.
use cricket lover, and since then I'm playing cricket as well. So it's
Okay.
been 17 years already.
Oh, really? 17 years already
Yeah,
you've been playing cricket.
yeah, it's just 17 years.
So, in that way, I just want to drive a little bit. Let me understand cricket and the sports in India. I know India is. I know in India, cricket is like a religion. It's like a religion in
Yeah, yes,
India,
yes,
and so it's really easy for someone to, let's say, to catch up with things like this. Where like cricket is easier to catch up with cricket, it's easier to know what's really happening around it. So how did you cope? Is it something that everyone in the streets does? Cricket is everyone in the street. It's easier for you to learn the sports. Is it something is being taught, or you learned it from your peers or your neighbors, or how did you imbibe that culture of cricket?
okay, so like the cricket is religion in India, and everybody plays cricket. So that's why
Okay.
it's very easy to play or easy to learn the cricket because in like every small town or let's say about the big cities. So in big cities we have cricket academy, but in hometowns we play with neighboring kids play. So that's
Okay.
why we are able to play cricket, and that's why we are good at it.
Now, in that aspect, before we dive into cricket, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your personal connection with the sports in India?
So, okay, so initially I started watching cricket on TV. So since
Okay.
then I became a fan of it. And after like a few days, like once I would become 7 or 8 years old, I started going out from my home. So my neighborhood, my neighboring children used to play cricket. They used to play cricket a lot. So I also take part in the like playing team. So since then I'm in love with cricket and I'm playing cricket.
All
It's
right.
like very easy because everybody plays cricket in every
Oh,
neighborhood. So
you
you
know,
just like if you want to play
okay.
cricket in India, you just need to step out of your home and you will find anyone who will play cricket. Maybe in park or like in road, you can see the like people are playing cricket in road, in
Yeah.
even in busy roads. Yeah.
Yes, and I find that very fascinating that it actually comes to stay. It's part of the culture. That's why I call it more like a religion in India. So, how has other sports been able, you in particular, as where I am, how are you able to connect with other sports apart from cricket?
So actually, like cricket was the major, only the one and only sport that we used to play. But apart from this, whichever sport we get to know about, on television or maybe on newspaper. So we gradually started playing. One of my school, like they held a annual sporting event. So in that they introduced us badminton. So I started playing by that way that game as well. But most of the people plays cricket only. So that's why we are stick with cricket only.
Okay, so okay, that's actually nice to actually know. Now let's talk about cricket being the heartbeat of Indian sports. Yeah, I've actually referred it again as a religion, and seeing the significance, deep cultural and emotional significance in India. I want to know how did IPL, that's Indian Premier League, transform the face of India in sports globally, having founded in just 2008. I believe
Yeah,
in 2019, he rose a brand value of around 6.7 billion. And the
yes,
one thing that fascinates me to show how its significance in India's economy, it contributed around $160 million in GDP as of 2015. So, how do
yes.
you make up of IPL being so significant? What do you think that drives to this deep cultural and emotional significance here?
Okay, so let me explain you from the starting. So the IPL started in like back in 2008. So
Yeah,
the first IPL commissioner was Lalit Modi. You might have heard name Lalit Modi.
Modip, I've heard about Modip, yeah. That just, but I
No,
didn't even know in detail
Lalit
about.
Modi. Okay,
Yes.
so Lalit Modi was the IPL commissioner back then.
Okay.
So what he did, he he contacted some Bollywood stars like Shah Rukh Khan is one of the legend and he
Yeah.
is a very popular movie star in India. So he brings some Bollywood star and he created a mixture of sport plus Bollywood plus glamour. So that's why he
Oh.
became very popular and some
Okay.
yeah, Indian tycoons, yeah, business tycoon also joined the hand because if you I will like tell you the Mumbai Indians is one of the most successful IPL franchise. He is owned by none other than Mukesh Ambani. He is India's richest plus most renowned
Yeah.
businessman, business tycoon. And apart from this, they Vijay Mallya also joined the team. This is RCB, one of the most loyal. The RCB team has one of the most loyal fan base, and plus they
Yeah.
have Virat Kohli, like world's greatest batsman, is also playing with with RCB. So
I- yeah.
this attracted the attention. These caught the attention. Plus the IPL was a model is the auction based model. So
Okay.
people get picked from the auction. First they have to register in the auction. So once they are registered, they will be shortlisted according to their capabilities. So once they
Okay.
are shortlisted, they will go to auction. So a team will bid for them for the particular rupees or
Okay.
basically we bid them in Indian rupees. All right. So
Okay.
and other currently we have 10 teams. Earlier it used to be 8 teams, but we add 2 more teams because it became very popular. And
Okay.
some we have 29 or maybe 28 states. So other state also wants their home team to be so that they can cheer.
Yes. So
Yeah.
if you look at this, it's quite a short time. I understand why you talk about bringing in Bollywood to it, bringing in some of all these stars, making it more attractive. But if you look at the lifespan that it took its story to be the most, is the most viewed sports
Yeah.
event in India. And to show it just happened from 2008 till now, and it's still is grooming. What do you think is actually one of the reasons, apart from you can't tell me just about the bringing the stars and Bollywood? What is actually the pivot solution to this? Because I want to see there are like a solution for other people to actually emulate, because it is wonderful, tremendous what just happened within a space of not up to more than 10 years, and it changed the face of Indian sports.
So generally, what happens? They are whoever started the IPL, they were very intelligent. So what they did, they choose a particular time slot. Like it's a holiday, summer holidays in India. So during that, yes, summer holidays. So
So
when
that they
IPL will
play
be
during summer holidays. During summer holidays is when they play
yeah,
it.
yeah. So yes. So if you are going to start a tournament, and that is going to play in summer occasion. And we
Yeah.
are we are like totally not for made for cricket. So we
Yeah.
are free and we have like some time to spare. So why we will not watch IPL? And what if
Yeah.
I tell you the very first match in the Brendan McCullum smashed 158 runs. So he inaugurated the IPL in very like blasting way. So that's why it is famous since first match.
Hmm. There's something I think right now. Don't you think cricket is overshadowing some other sports in India?
Actually, I don't think so because what like cricket has done over the years, it brings so much joy to among the people. So that's why they like fall in love with cricket. Because earlier, like let me tell you about our team. Our team was very big, and we used to like call underdogs in cricket as well. Before like 1983 to, like World Cup, we won
Okay, yeah.
nothing, but we were very underdog, and we like went to England and we started like competing in the World Cup. So we like in the very first match we defeated West Indies. You know, West Indies was the
Yes.
giant,
Yes.
cricketing giant of their era, and they were not like just 11 players; they were gangsters. So we defeated them. So since then, like people started recognizing us that yeah, this team can do some wonder. And
Yes.
later on, we defeated some teams like England, Australia, and again we defeated the like mighty West Indies in the final. And after that, we became the world champion in third edition of the World Cup. So since then, like cricket, like got and hell of attention. So we started falling in love with cricket, and since then, a boy named called Sachin Tendulkar was also there, and he saw the World Cup, and he started like, I want to win the World Cup for my
Okay.
nation. So he
Yeah.
started playing cricket, and after like playing for school days and for cricket academy, he debuted in 1989 against Pakistan, and since
Mhm.
then he never looked back, and he is the main or he is the phenom of cricket. He's like the Undertaker.
You
He's
got me?
not just a player. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not just the player, but he made the cricket popular. He is like
Yeah.
up above everything. Like if we think about cricket, we have to think about Sachin Tendulkar. That now you can assume what aura he has.
Hmm. So
Basically,
before now, I was
yeah.
thinking Sachin and the likes of Varant Kohil are a little bit the same. So for what you have said now, that means Sachin Varant Kohil is nowhere near Sachin at all.
No, it's not. I'm not comparing them because we are
Let's
blessed that we have.
okay. If we had to
Okay.
compare them
we
now,
are
no, if you had to compare now, because so far, what
okay.
actually brought me close to going into in deep details with cricket and Indian sports is in my last podcast, I have more hits who actually described about what Sachin has actually done in India. Football has actually done one of the greatest chase in ever history of India, and on the other hand, I'm also seeing that Vance Hoyle is a goat on his own. Is like
Virat Kohli.
yes, Virat Kohli is like a goat. Is I would say is the wow guy. So now it appears to me that Sachin is like the god of gods. Is like everybody. There's no one close. No one close. That's what it means.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's
Sachin is the ultimate god.
what. But
Sachin
now,
is the
now if you are to go by bringing honor, I know Sachin actually made the game popular actually, but when it comes to giving the sports more glory, do you think Variant Kohil has done more?
it's obviously Sachin Tendulkar.
So I didn't get that, please.
It's obviously Sachin Tendulkar.
Okay, so wait, Sachin done more. I know you said that Sachin has more glory than Variant Kohil.
Yes, Sachin has more glory than Virat Kohli. He
Now, so
bring the
mhm,
glory
he
to the
brought him so
cricket.
many glories to India, and
Uh,
okay, that makes more sense now. Now, in this situation,
okay.
having watched the IPL and its growth over time, in terms of
Mhm.
current sports infrastructure, facilities, and where do you think cricket is going to be in the next coming years?
Okay, so I can if I tell you about like current today era. So cricket
Mhm.
is like one of the second most viewed like sport
Yes,
in all over the globe, if we see, and majorly contributed by South Asian countries like India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri
Pakistan,
Lanka.
yeah.
Yeah, and there are few countries like England, Australia, and New Zealand, and but it is also gradually getting popularity in like South Africa and in African region as well. So now,
Yeah.
like some European countries also started playing cricket. So like I would say it's going to be like it's getting bigger and bigger in upcoming days.
Mm. But why do you still? I had this question last time with my guest. Why the test
Okay.
game? The test game is only limited to a few nations. Why isn't it open for everyone to participate?
Uh,
I think is making the game not to be more popular when you're making it not to be you're making it exclusive.
So Test cricket requires a lot of skills. Skills that need to be required for to play the Test cricket. So that's why the cricket Test cricket is very limited to among few nations because it's a 5 days long game. And if you are let's suppose you are playing against like India or Australia, they are very dominating team. So a
Yeah.
game will finish in 1 or 2 days. So it doesn't make any sense. So what they
Mm.
want to do is they first want to make them a very skillful talent. Once they become a skillful cricketer, later then they will grant them like permission to play test. So
Yeah, yes, but it doesn't really make sense to me. It really things feels like okay. There's already people who thinks they're really up there as the elite nations, and while some other nations, the associate nations, tend to now wait for the whole test game to finish before they start. So I think this can be a major thing, making it not a little bit more not popular in some countries in, let's say, in the West, because I know it's very, very popular when you go to the Asian countries. When you go onto the West, it's not really that popular. And coming down to Africa, when you talk about South Africa, apart from that, when you come to North of Africa, West of Africa, it's not really that popular as well. So for my own thing, I think the test. What will it take for someone to be part of the test games?
So basically, the main reason is they first want to cricket to become more popular in this country because T20 is the shorter format and people have like they can spare 3 hours easily from their
Yeah,
routines. So that's the main reason because earlier people used to say cricket is very boring, it's 5 days long game, and
yeah.
still there is no certainty that whether you will get the result or not. So these were the major drawback they found from other nations. Like football is very popular and it's a 90 or like 100-minute game. So they
Yeah.
want someone like something shorter. So they introduced T20 format. So that's why the major like
Okay.
most teams are playing T20 cricket. So once they become like good at T20, then they will play ODI cricket. ODI means 50 overs World
Okay.
Cricket. Yeah, so there are
Oh.
three formats. So once they will become pro or they, on that level, so after that they will be like granted permission to play Test cricket.
Hmm. You said something that actually
Yeah.
struck me now, that it could be boring to some people. I know cricket is the only time you ask a question and you don't expect an answer. You don't expect an answer from it. You quite enjoy it. It's 100 minutes or more than 100 minutes. You quite enjoy it. I still believe that we can also still enjoy it. A lot of people can also still enjoy it regardless of that. It's a sports game. People take up to 2 hours, 1 hour. Football, 1 hour. get into 2 hours, if extra time. It goes like that. When you have a passion for the game, the timing does not really count, because sometimes if you're winning, you will know that you have ample time. But if you're losing, you know you don't have any time. You know that's how it works
Yeah.
in sports.
Yes.
When you're winning, you have time. But when you're losing, you don't
Yes.
have any time, no matter how it
Yes.
is. Now, speaking about talent hunt, how is it on at the grassroots level? Because I know for how popular cricket is, the competition is going to be very, very high right there in India, because everybody knows the sport. It's a game everybody plays. So how is the grassroots hunt for talent? How is it? How is the nurturing of this talent in India? How is the process like?
Okay, so process is like we have so many, cricket academies.
Okay.
Yeah, so talent scout team like every IPL or we particular Indian national team has also have a talent scout team. So they go to particular academies to find and to bring the talent out of the
Mm,
academy. So they use to they use particular trial method. So first they will take the trials. If particular player or bowler or maybe the respective fielder or whatever it is, if they are like competitive or good enough to be like nurtured further, so they will pick like selected people, like maybe 100 people they will pick. And we have a cricket NCA, there's a National Cricket Academy in Bangalore. So we'll bring those talent to like NCA, and after that
okay.
they will nurture them, and they will give them high facility and high class training, so that they can nurture them and they can make them that competitive enough so that can play at the international level.
Okay, so can you
And
share any of examples of local academies that have cultural importance but are underappreciated or underrepresented? Because I know there are still some all these local academies, but they still don't get the spot they deserve. I've seen that happen in so many things and so many nations, and I know it's not really different in India. There's still some other academies that don't get to have scouts come over there. I am sure scouts don't just go to all academies. How do academies have a fair share of the sports?
so, like particular academies, they need to contact to the talent scout team because most of the academies are like in major cities, like metropolitan cities.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they have contact information of the particular teams or talent scout team. So they contact them that these players are the good enough players and they can be the next big thing in cricket. So they inform them, and the team will the talent scout team will come there and they will see the talent how good it is he is. So once they pick him, they will choose a particular certain player, and after that they will train them further.
You know why I'm emphasizing on this? When there is too
Okay.
much talent, the
Yeah.
rate at which scouts will be going will be limited, because you think if you look left and
Yes.
right, you can always get the next big sachet right there. You can actually see that.
Mhm.
So it becomes a problem, because getting a grassroots players who don't have the opportunity to be in these big cities, how do they get to be assessed, especially people who are not in the big cities, who are really in the remote towns? How do they have any kind of any competition that in a way in a local level that can actually help improve some grassroots players who are actually there, who don't even have the opportunity to make it to the big cities? Is there something like that to harness these talents?
Yes, we have very good domestic infrastructure for that because we have Ranji Trophy. You might have heard about Ranji Trophy. It is named after Maharaja Ranjit Singh. He was one of the renowned cricketer. So the
Okay.
Ranji Trophy named after him. So at it is a domestic level tournament. So almost every state team plays in this tournament, and this is test format tournament. So now imagine you all have 30 teams in
Yeah.
Ranji. 30 teams are playing in Ranji. So if let's assume particular a single team has 15 players. 11 are regular players, and uh, like two or three or maybe five players are extra players,
Okay.
like which is benched player. So 30 players are there, like 30 teams are there, and 15 players in each team. So it makes the total head count 500.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Five,
Yeah.
yeah. So 500 good players are playing at that particular level in domestic level. So we analyze their performance, like how they are performing.
Okay. All
So
right.
they
All
got
right.
attention from there because domestic circuit also like viewed by millions of fans in India and also by talent scout team. So once they assume that this particular player is playing good, so they pick them easily. So it is very easy to pick them from the domestic circuit.
Okay. Now, before we go back to cricket, I just want to talk about few touch about other sports in India because I strongly still believe, as some you said, it doesn't overshadow it. I think cricket is also overshadowing some other sports. All right, because in India, but you said it doesn't overshadow it. Now,
Yeah.
what we have badminton, which actually
Mhm.
bringing so many attraction. We also have
Yeah.
one that actually caught some my attention, and that is the kabaddi, right?
Kabaddi, yeah, kabaddi, kabaddi,
Kabaddi. Honestly
and
speaking,
hockey is one of there.
this
Hockey is also
is
there.
for people who don't know. Kabaddi is the second most viewed sports in India, and to to
Yes.
to to put it in this level, I'm still trying to, since I came across it, I've been wrapping my head around this. Now, can you walk me through how kabaddi became this popular, and owing to the fact that it originated right there in India as well, and it's something I'm saying, within a short time it grew so popular that I can't even really imagine. So, what do you think happened? Can you just walk us through what happened for about the popularity and growth of kabaddi?
So kabaddi was also invented in India only. So we used to play as a fun, like in our early days.
Okay.
So we used to like almost everybody maybe in India might have played once in their life the kabaddi. Okay. So
Really?
what they did, yeah, what they did is they also like choose the same pattern that IPL used. They also created a league, Kabaddi Pro League, and they you introduce the same format. They like pick the people from like various teams, and they started auctioning them, and they are getting big rewards or like big big paychecks. So it got attention from
Yeah.
like the players that we can make the career in Kabaddi as well because they are getting millions rupees. What if I tell you? They are
Honestly.
millionaires. Yeah, kabaddi players are millionaires in our India, and most of the most like decorated player are like Deepak Hooda, Pawan Sehrawat. These are millionaires, and they have millions of like followers on Instagram or various
Yeah.
social media platforms.
And the one of the reasons, because today before our we started the podcast, I was able to join in one of, there was a match already going on today. Yeah, and I was watching the
Yeah,
live commentary. Only the views, I was seeing people who are on the live stream watching the watch along. I was like, oof. I said, wow. So,
yeah.
what are you what do you think is the growth? Do you think this is the sports that will only end in India? Because I think this is something that needs to be shared between different nations. Is with the popularity is going, I think it's high time the campaign for it to be widely known is right there, because there is something that makes it to be this popular in India, and I think everybody should actually key into it. What do you think are the things that be put in place for it to be accepted globally?
So what I will tell you the interesting fact about like India. So do you know Mukesh Ambani? I earlier mentioned that he owns the Mumbai Indians team, one of the IPL most
Yeah,
decorated
yeah,
and
yeah.
franchise.
Talked
Yeah.
about
So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
he introduced Jio. This Jio is like a telecom company. So he introduced Jio in back in like 2016. So the internet, he is the internet provider and he provides the internet in very cheap price. Let's
Okay.
suppose I'm using 5G. and I'm just paying 400 rupees for whole month and for 28 days. So now
Wow.
you can assume I have unlimited data. I do not need to
What?
purchase bundles or any extra like recharge for that. So now I'm a sports fan and I love cricket. So today there is no cricket match and I really want to watch any sort of sport. So let's zoom into the kabaddi. I can watch because I have unlimited data. There is no restriction. So that's why every like sports is very famous in India. Because if we do not have cricket, let's go watch
Okay.
hockey. Let's go watch chess. So what if I tell you recently the chess Olympiad, like chess championship was going on. So one of the YouTube channel or he is just a
Yeah.
content creator. Sagar Sai, he has Chess Base India YouTube channel. So he started live stream of that particular match. He purchased the rights. And
Okay.
what if I tell you it crossed the 2 lakh, it means 200,000 people were live watching that match. And it is world
Wow.
record. Yeah.
Wow.
So now
Wow.
you can the Geo has played a significant role
Mm.
in
So,
this. Yeah,
so what I can see now is what all these you've actually transformed. I've seen how the government and also the private sectors, some stakeholders have actually coming together to make sure and see these sports grow. The same way they did for cricket, they're actually doing it for kabaddi, and it is quite fascinating. And to see that in the impact is actually tremendous. So by this, every aspect or every sports in India getting these same attractions. That's what I need. Every sports like football, for example. Now let's bring that into football. That seems to be one aspect that is not really getting contraction in a long time, having despite its popularity in the world and even in popularity in India. What do you think is the situation with football? Let me give you an instance. Football has been long known before cricket came into play. Not, and
yes.
what I mean in terms of before you IPL was found, cricket football has already been there, which means it's easier for that to be tapped in. So what happened in football, I think, is not really getting the soul it needs. Let me use that word.
Okay, so I will tell you that we have Durand Cup. Durand Cup is world's third most third oldest cup in football, which is
Okay.
also held in India. Yeah, so we used to call the sleeping giant or the Brazil of South Asia. We were that good, but we didn't win any much any bigger tournament like we did in cricket. So we
Yeah.
won World Cup in cricket. So that's why the cricket became very popular. But in football, we are yet to qualify for World Cup. So that's the
Yes.
main reason why football is not getting that much attention.
Yeah,
And what
because
if I tell you
Mhm.
we yeah
Go
yeah,
on.
so that is the main reason why football is not getting the attention from the viewer because viewer also want some result from the team. Like if we are not good enough, for our team is not good enough to play against someone like European team. So if we
Yeah.
will watch match and they will praise us, so we will be very disappointed after seeing them like this.
Okay.
So
So
this, I think this is the main reason because people love results. They don't care about the what effort they are putting in, so how they are working, what their process is, but they want result.
okay, so it's
So
all
that can
about
be the biggest
results.
reason, I think.
So
Yes,
football is not
result
getting the
does matter.
results. Football is not getting the
Yes,
results globally. That
yes,
is why it's still losing attention. I can agree with you on that because if your team start losing every single time, you will lose interest in that game because you think now
yes,
they will still lose. You lose interest. Yeah, but still at that, and I've seen that the league is more like the MLS. There's no relegation in the league for football, so I know it's
yes,
something that is trying to be growing. It's still on the baby steps. Even it's quite surprised to me that when we're talking about popular games in India, you talk about cricket, you talk about kabaddi. Kambadi is second. Is
Yeah.
that the one that actually wowed me? Kambadi is second. Then you talk about badminton. You talk about hockey, and football is
Yes.
not even near it. And now chess
No, football
is
is also third most like viewed game in India. Third. Football is third.
okay. Football is third most viewed, followed after cricket and Kambadi.
And
You have football.
kabaddi. Yes. Yes.
So okay, that's is an improvement. If that's the case, that's is a huge improvement because it seems like cricket is a world that India owns. Is a world that you guys really control, and I really love to see India also thrive in football, bring the competition to everyone. I'm looking forward to that, honestly. Okay, because I'll put it this way: there's no competition now apart from Australia. That is actually is now the big dogs that I believe is the big competition that India has in cricket, having won Pakistan in a post that was in a post, was it last week, when we're talking about how one of the most the biggest match to watch is between India and Pakistan. My guest here last
Yes.
time said it's easier. Don't lose. You can lose the World Cup, but don't lose against Pakistan.
Yes. It's like rival. We are arch rival. It's not just a
Yeah,
match. It's war. It's like a war. We do not want to lose against Pakistan.
exactly. I know. So for someone to
Yes.
say is better you lose the World Cup, but don't lose against Pakistan. That's a whole
Yeah.
different level. That's a whole
Yes.
different level. And something caught my attention is someone in the comment section said, yes, that was then, but right now that Pakistan is of that they don't come close to India in cricket anymore. Is that
Yes.
the case?
Yeah, they are facing so much crisis, in whether in their team management, whether their captaincy, because they
Okay.
keep on changing their captains and then team managements. So that's why they are like not good. Maybe the
Okay.
corruption or bribes are like very high in their cricket
Yeah.
team. So that's
I
why
can
they are
actually
not at
imagine.
that level. Yes, because they face so many, allegations regarding fixing.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that can
Okay. Mm,
that can
yeah, I
like
understand.
huge
So
impact on their mentality.
with the way it's going, obviously Pakistan is no longer a problem, and now going by the world ranking now. Do you think India right now can actually go head to head again with Australia in another World Cup? What do you think?
So World Cup, yeah, we are like going head to head with Australia, and even
Mm-hmm.
in like world ranking, we are like top of the ranking. So there is no
Yeah.
issue about it. We are already won everything in like cricket, and we are the only team who defeated Australia twice in their backyard. That too in test. You cannot imagine that thing. And like recently, the BGT is going on. The first day was washed out due to rain, and
Yeah.
tomorrow will be the second day.
What?
Yeah, yes.
So
BGT is the Border Gavaskar Trophy. It is most decorated like trophy, the most decorated test rivalries in the world. So it is
yeah.
like up to the level of SS. SS, do you mean SS? SS being played between Australia and England. This is the
Okay.
rivalry of
Yeah,
yeah,
that I talked about the ashes. I talked about the ashes.
yes. So SS now BGT is like this. It is like clearly competing with SS because
Okay.
like Australia, yeah, usually invested so many, millions of rupees to bring like Indian audience because most of the Indians are already living in Australia. So the first the two match already like completed and they recorded like 135 people attended the 3 days match only. So you imagine 40,000 people are coming to watch daily. That is a
Wow.
test match. You cannot
Wow.
even imagine. That too in Australia. So it's a very very high level series and very high dramatic series.
All right. So now I can see that is obvious that cricket is a word of its own in India, and in the coming years, it's going to become more popular. It's going to get more big,
Yes.
and it's
Mhm.
going to contribute more to the GDP of the country.
Yeah.
Now, what are your concerns or challenges with cricket moving forward in the near future? What do you think are your challenges? That will be the
Okay,
challenge.
so I think the challenges will be like we need to grow more in like European nations because they are
Yeah.
not getting the cricket is not getting the attention that requires in European nation because I recently I talked with Brazil or Argentina team's manager.
Yeah.
So I was talking them and they told that we do not have any cricket academy over here and coaching staff doesn't get paid that so that might be the major issue. Because in India, coaching staffs or whether cricket, they are earning in millions. So there is no issue in India. But when it comes to South America or European, they do not have any cricket academy. Plus, they do not have any, trained coaches. So if you want to bring coach to your country, so you need to pay them, but they are not giving or paying them. So that might be the
Okay.
issue. Yeah, so the ICC need to, give some compensation
Yeah.
they need to provide some like trained coach or players to the particular team so that they can grow and their skill set can grow rapidly.
Okay. So in that case, so what do you think? How do you think India cricketing achievements have contributed to the global image of India?
So the particular the main reason was the IPL. So since the IPL arrived, we
Yeah.
started getting the millions of rupees. So it cricket become wide and started watching globally. So the main reason like other nations also come like most of the England, Australia's players come here to play cricket. So it becomes very competitive. The level of like IPL is very competitive because all the international players that are like top ranked player plays in
Yeah.
IPL and they are also getting millions of rupees, like millions rupees in Indians or maybe millions US dollars. So
Yeah.
they also get like huge amount and the particular boards like let's suppose the Cricket Australia board also get 10%
Okay.
from the
Oh.
players' salary. So they are also getting huge amounts. So they do not have any issue. Less like if you want to like we want Australian player to come to play IPL, so they will allow easily because they are also getting millions of rupees from India. So that's
Okay.
why cricket like uh, is very popular. Plus giving millions of rupees to every board. Like cricket, like Indian, the BCCI making every cricket board financially like stable. So there will be
Mm.
no issue if you are financially stable.
Okay. So
Yeah.
in that case, now I can see there's going to be more investments into the cricket, into that
Yes.
sector. Do you think the commercialization of cricket has had any negative impact on other Indian sports cultures?
No, I don't think so because the once the advertisement will come, they will be eagerly watching to see more competitive games because
Okay.
it is like if you're setting the bar to the next level because
Yeah.
when like I see like IPL comes, people used to play the traditional format. They won't go like unorthodox of shots.
Yeah.
If you remember unorthodox like 360 degree like in the way Abby de Villiers used to play. Do you know Abby de Villiers?
Yeah, but yes. Yeah, I've actually I really
Yeah,
watched it, but I'm still trying to get around it. Honestly, I love
yeah.
the way the attraction, the views, and it brought me to sit down and watch the game. Let me just try to understand what really
So
happening. This
people
I
like
was saying it's my first time, yeah, watching that game, and that was
so
actually
if
around
you will
yesterday.
okay, so if you will pick any player from the streets, he will be very good at playing cricket. So we want something good, something unimaginable. So that's why like all the players like they raise their bar so high. That's why we are very attentive. So that's why we
Okay,
love cricket. Yeah.
so
So
with what you said now, I want to pick something. So you want to say that if you get a football player now, get a kabaddi player now, get a badminton player now, get a hockey player now. All of them somehow knows how to play cricket.
Yes. Matlab once in a lifetime, they might have played cricket because cricket is
Yeah,
like
they
in
must have
our
played it
veins.
somehow. Yes.
Yes.
I like that. So
Like
let's talk about
we
the
can
future here.
assume,
Okay,
yes,
go on,
we can
please. Go
assume
on.
we are the Brazil of cricket. Like
Exactly. I was about to say that the way we talk about the Brazil of football, in this way we have
yeah,
the Brazil of cricket, and that was why we talked
yeah,
about earlier when you said about the grassroots, because anytime there are much talent go to waste. Anytime there are
yes.
loads of talent, a whole lot of I bet the whole. Okay, tell me this. There is one player that is so good at cricket, but he didn't make it to the pro level. Am I correct?
So the only player he was good at
See,
cricket, but he did,
there is a player either your friend or someone that
yes.
is so good in cricket, but did not play in professional level.
Okay, so like let's suppose you used to like watch. Have you heard about Unmukt Chand?
No, no.
So he was like the most one of the most decorated youngster in our
Okay.
team, and like yeah, he won the under 19 World Cup as a captain. Can you imagine?
Okay. Wow,
But he
19.
played, yes, yeah, under 19. Like there are cricket players, cricket is being played in like so many formats, plus in different age level, under
Yeah,
14,
yeah.
under 15, and under 19. So he won the World Cup with India, and he was the captain of Team India under 19, and he played brilliantly against Australia. We defeated mighty Australia in that tournament, but he didn't make it to the Indian team. But that is the main reason, because to be like to play for India, you have to be very competitive enough so that
Exactly.
you can get the team. Yeah, but he did not like make it to the. He didn't even play a single game for India, and he eventually played few IPL games. But I feel it's also tough that he like dropped from there, and he has to like move from India to USA. Now he's playing in USA team.
No, you
So now
see,
you
that's
can
what I'm
imagine
saying.
how. Yes,
It's the best move because when things are like this, you tend to see your players move to a different country to play for them
yeah,
because there is no space in India as well. There's no
yeah,
space. You
yeah,
must be, which is why that brings me to the point that I'm really worried that it will be so difficult to make it up to that level. It will be very
yes,
difficult to make it to the top level or join the Indian team. It's
yes,
series of scrutiny, series of assessments. So it's gonna be very difficult. It's gonna. I don't need to be
yes.
told. I know it's gonna be very difficult. Now, having said all this, what are your predictions for the future of Indian sports in the next decade?
So my prediction, I would say cricket is like gonna be like more popular day by day because it's also going to be added in the Olympics. Because recently the ICC chairman Jay Shah is from India. He met with Brisbane. Brisbane, the next like
Yeah,
2028 Olympic is going to be like held in Australia. So
yeah,
Australia, the Brisbane city will like host the Olympic. So they met with the Brisbane Olympic Committee to bring or to aid the cricket. So once cricket will be like added to the Olympics, it will get more attention and
yeah.
more like viewership from the West, like from European countries
Finish
plus South American
exactly.
countries.
All
Yeah, so
right.
they are like investing huge in cricket so that the cricket can grow in these countries as well. But ICC
Okay.
ICC made like very restriction or very difficult rules because you have to be particular. You need to hold that citizenship. Plus, you must be like living three or more than 3 years from in that country to play for the particular
Yes,
country. I also
exactly.
tried to contact Brazil or Argentina to play for them because I recently watched their match and it was like they were playing like noob. Noob means
Yeah.
uh, is like it's like they don't know how to bowl, how to pick the. So that's why I contacted them. But ICC made the quite hectic rules. So that's why it wasn't possible at that time.
Yes. So I can see that India so far have actually has seen recent success in sports, like recently in chess. In chess, right now
Yes,
India is holding the world best champion in chess, and also in the Olympiad. So
yes,
having two champions already
yes,
in India. Also, you
yes.
talk about likes of badminton, wrestling, yes, athletics. So, what do you think are the factors driving this diversification of sports? Because I can see obviously there's a rule of diversification going on here.
So Devesh, I could not get you. Can you please come again?
So what I mean in have you seen the recent success you have achieved from chess, winning, become the champions, and also
Yes.
other aspects of other indigenous sports like kabaddi, you have badminton, you have wrestling, you have athletics. So what are really the factors that is driving this diversification?
Is like cricket. We everybody plays cricket, but cricket is very competitive. So people like seeking alternative sports to like like if I'm a very good playing at cricket, but I know I'm not good enough to play for India, so I will be looking for alternatives. So I will like start
Mm,
playing kabaddi or maybe other sports. And but there are certain regions in India because India is very big country. So there are
yeah.
certain regions, in those particular regions, certain sport is very popular. So let's talk about Northeast. We have Northeast.
Okay.
So in Northeast area, football is most popular game.
Okay.
Everybody plays
Northeast.
football like Brazil. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Northeast. Oh yeah.
Okay.
And we can like if you go to South, chess is very popular sport like football, cricket, like almost every like game is very popular.
Mm. Okay, that makes more sense now. Now, in all this, you're looking at which sports do you think that deserve more attention or investment at this moment?
I would say football because football is globally watched like game. So we also want our team to be at that level to play
Yeah.
like competing against European nations. So we would love to like watch them, and we are ready to support them. So that's why we
Mm.
have ISL, Indian Super League. It is also like same. It is also on the same concept that IPL used, and that is also like IPL is also like one of the like most like second viewed league in India. ISL.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, and it is financially is doing very great, doing great.
Okay.
Yes.
Mm. So
So if you
now,
will search about
go no, go on. Sorry.
will search about the most successful leagues in football, so ISL will be there.
Okay. Time will tell. We just have to
Yes.
wait and see and find out for ourselves. So, what are your thoughts on the role of personality, sports personalities like, let's say, PV, Sindhu, Niraj, Chopra, or
Yes.
even Mary Kom? Or you talking about the Virat Kohli? What are the what are their connection in inspiring young generation?
Okay, so what like I earlier told you that result matters a lot. Okay, so like recently Neeraj Chopra became the icon. He is the second most decorated athlete in India after Virat Kohli. Why? Because we
Okay.
like javelin. Javelin also throw. Javelin
Yeah.
is also a sport in Olympic. But Neeraj Chopra won the gold medal and got a lot of attention. Now people started playing that particular sport just because of Neeraj Chopra because he has done
Okay.
something unimaginable. He was the first athlete who won not only won the medal at the Olympic from India but also won the gold medal. So that
Yeah.
that became he is the pioneer like he is the phenom of javelin throwing. So we want results. If we are getting good results in other sports, so they will be getting more and more attention. Let me tell you about the PV Sindhu. She was the only player who won back-to-back or like Olympic medals in badminton. She hold one silver and one bronze medal in
Yeah.
Olympic. Yes, you will be getting like more viewers from various platforms. Even like people will start following you. They will start making you as an idol. They will
Yeah.
looking something like some good qualities particularly. So that's why Sachin was the ultimate hero. He not just made the cricket like famous but other sports as well, because cricket fans are the most secular fans. They can support any sport. Like if we'll like one of our like Indian captain, Sunil Chhetri, he is like world's fourth most goal scorer in international.
Yeah.
Have you heard? Do you know the
No.
fact?
No, no,
Yeah,
tell
he
me.
at that particular time, like before few years, he was
Yeah.
the third most goal scorer in international after Ronaldo, Messi. It is was Sunil Chhetri.
Yes, after yes, he's a third, yes, in Instagram.
But we did not get the particular the required result we wanted. So that's why football is yet to get the particular level of cricket. So we
Exactly.
at least we have to make it to the World Cup and start playing World Cup. So that's why football is lacking, like far behind from cricket.
Okay. So how can fans contribute to the growth of sports beyond just cricket in India?
What I could not get
So
you.
do you think what I mean, how can the fans contribute to the growth of sports? Not just cricket in India. I'm trying to know how can the fans contribute to the growth of sports in India, not just about cricket.
So first of all, they need to watch the live games, because once you will get the like with the live games, so or telecast writing will be sold on to like millions of rupees. So once you will have a lot of investments, you have financial
Yeah.
stability, so you will be like able to invest in some academies or maybe in the domestic level or the grassroots level, so you can bring more and more talents from it. So they need to give more attention to the other sports as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
since Geo is yeah, since Geo came, almost every sports getting the like started getting the attention. So that
Yeah.
is good for every sports in India.
Okay. So if you had to
Yeah.
change one thing about the Indian sports culture, what will it be?
So what I would like to change, I want to I don't have particular reason to change because we are good at it. But
No. Can you repeat yourself? Um, I lost you there. So what can you change? Yeah. Can you repeat that again? I kind of lost you.
okay, so in the particular school level, I want to like add particular curriculum as a sport, so that
Okay.
people will feel like that like we can pursue our careers in sports as well. Because in India, people stick to the education only. We are very mad, like we are very made for the education. We just want to study and want a job after
Okay.
graduating, but we are not even in at remote areas. Our parents or maybe the relatives doesn't allow their children to go out play like any
Yes.
sport, because they feel like we will get nothing. The life will be ruined. So they are introduce some factor or something, positive awareness about the sport, that it can be, we can also make the career in sport. Because yeah, cricket is very popular and like becoming a cricketer is very tough, but we can make career in other sport, like let's suppose football, hockey,
Yeah.
kabaddi, chess, and badminton is also there now. Javelin throw is also there, and we are good
Yeah.
at shooting as well, shooting, archery. So they have
Wow.
significant about.
Okay, that's actually good. I actually buy that idea because when you put it into the curriculum, anybody can actually choose it at a younger age, focus on it, and actually
Yes,
get to develop on it. And it also helps to grow the sports, not just beyond the game, but also on the study of the game as well.
yes.
Okay, so now before we wrap up on things, what would you give? What advice would you give any young aspiring athletes in India?
So, if you want to pursue your career in sport, so I would you stick with the particular sport only. Like you need to choose one sport that I'm like. If I'm good at playing cricket, so I need to stick with cricket only. Or maybe
Yeah.
like if like let's say football or kabaddi or whatever sport it is, but you need to stick with it and you need to play with your heart out. Because there is no shortcut of success. You need to like take us one by one step to be a great or to become successful in any particular sport.
Mm. So, do you think podcasts like this can help raise awareness in sports in India and across the globe? Do you think about it? Do you think? Uh, um, I can you caught it.
Yeah, it will help them a lot because we are raising awareness about the sport that it can be the sport can be picked as a professional career. So
Yeah.
there will be there will be more awareness about, they will be more aware about that it can be a career option. Because in India, most of the kids just want to study and they want to like make career in banking sector, finance,
Yeah.
but not
Yeah.
the sport because they think sport is still by far very, far behind them,
Start
far
off.
ahead
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's really good. And just a final thoughts is any final thoughts or stories you'd like to share with our listeners about Indian sports or cricket?
So there are not every story I can cover in this podcast. It is very, it is will
Yes,
be going through
exactly.
very lengthy. So, but one is the incident that I will be, share you about the cricket, like Sachin Tendulkar only, because Sachin Tendulkar, like back in like 1989, he
Yeah.
debuted against Pakistan. So Pakistan used to have mighty bowlers that time, like someone like Waqar Younis, Wasim
Yeah.
Akram, and Imran Khan. And he debuted at the age of 16 years. Can you imagine? 16 years boy.
16 good years. Wow.
Yes, boy is facing the deadly bowlers at that level. And he, in
Yeah.
the very first match, he got hit on his nose and his nose was bleeding. So
Oh.
everybody, yeah, everybody got shocked. What he going to do next? He's just kid. So in the after once the match is finished, he went to the washroom, and once he saw himself in the mirror, he started crying. He
Oh.
was like, "Sorry, I cannot play at this level. This is very tough. How would I be able to survive?" But one of the he changed his mind later, and he went in the next day he went on the field, and he like when someone asked him what are you going to do, so he told that I will play. Like in Hindi
Oh.
he said मैं खेलेगा, and since
Oh.
then he never looked back, and that's
Wow.
why he is the god. He became the god of cricket.
Oh
His
my.
attitude was like on the different level.
Yes.
Can you imagine 16 years
Wow, that is 16 good
of
years. He's
bowler?
already making his family, the nation proud. Everybody's standing up. That is beyond magnificent. So
Yes.
I don't need to ask you who is your best players of all time. Let me just ask you that. Who is your best player of all time?
Obviously, Sachin Tendulkar, and after that, Yuvraj Singh. Yeah, Yuvraj
I
Singh is
know.
also there.
Okay. All right. So if you're two, okay, he's your greatest of all time. And for what I've read, there is no competition when it comes to Sachin. So I'm going to take him off because he's like the gods
Okay.
of all goods. So who do you think can actually follow through after Sachin? Because I know he's the goat of all goods.
All right. So apart from Sachin, I would say Yuvraj Singh. Yuvraj Singh is the ultimate and
Mm.
true warrior. Yes. Have you heard about Yuvraj Singh?
Orasima, I was seeing it in all-time best. I saw it on the list of all-time best 11 of cricket of all time.
Like one of the most decorated all-rounder of India. He helped us win two World Cup and one champion trophy, and
Wow.
that too against mighty Australia. So every time Australia got knocked out in knockout games,
Yeah.
Yuvraj Singh was there.
Ah,
This is
so
the fact I'm telling you.
that is absolutely nice. So that means he must be the how will I put it? The word I'll use to describe it. He's a player that normally comes to torment Australia every single time, and
Yes,
they'll be glad he's
so
no longer
only three
playing.
times. Yes, only three times India like defeated Australia in knockout games, and all the three times Yuvraj Singh played a significant role in those
Mhm.
matches.
Okay, this is so nice. Thank you so much, Nikki. Honestly, it's been a if you leave me, I can go on and on and on and on and on. It's been an immersed, invested time in here, and I look forward to having this time again. Sometime, honestly, I'll look forward to that because there's a whole lot you really have you need to share with us, and I really appreciate you coming over here in Black Sports. And just to wrap it up. So this is just us here wrapping up on Black Sport Podcast right here with Nikki, all the way from India, taking us through what is happening and what has happened in India sports, down to the cricket, down to kabaddi, down to chess, and they're currently the champions of the chess game. There's so much to learn, so much to know, so much to get equipped about what's happening in the sports of India. Like he said, they are the Brazilians of cricket. So I would say,
Yes,
Nikki, thank you so much for your time. It's been an honor having you here on Black Sport Podcast. And like I
thank
said,
you.
all my listeners, don't forget to follow Nikki right there on the screen. You can see his handle right on the screen on Instagram and all the social media platforms. And please, we need to know your thoughts about what do you think about cricket in India and other sports. I want to know which other sports do you think is going to get the popularity of India? Is it going to be kabaddi, or is it going to be football, or is it going to be badminton? Which one do you think is going to be the next big thing, just like cricket in India? We look forward to that. So, Nikki, is there any final words you have for us, please?
So nothing. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. I just wanted my views. I wanted my views to give to every sports fans out there. So it's a
Yeah.
pleasure, and it is wonderful platform to share your thoughts. So thank you again for having me, and it's an amazing
All
podcast with
right.
you.
All right, thank you so much. I'm glad. I'm
Okay,
glad
thank
you're happy to be here.
you. Okay,
Okay, so we'll wrap up the curtains. Don't forget, I'm Insonet Uche right here on your screen, taking you through what is happening on the streets of sports in India. Have a wonderful time. I'll see you next week when we dive into what we have next. Don't forget the question: what was going to be the next big thing apart from cricket in India? Let me have your thoughts on the comment section and share for your loved ones and everybody. Let's get the discussion going. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye.
take care. Bye.